Southern Ontario, southeastern Ontario towards southern Quebec. Could be maybe a ugly night, potentially. What do you think, Nicole?
It certainly is for many, Gary, and we're still seeing there's severe thunderstorm warnings in place in eastern Ontario, which includes the Ottawa region, Kemptville too. Cornwall is not included at this point, but look at that line of storms. Anything in red and bright yellow, you know that there's heavy downpours associated with that. And this line of storms, as it pushed through in places like Barrie, for example, we saw at least 80 millimeters of rain in the span of only an hour. That's the kind of storms we're seeing tonight. Now, Gary mentioned that Environment Canada will be surveying the damage around New Tecumseth, and in that region, they are telling media that possibly an EF1 tornado did touch down there with a damage path of about 5 kilometers. So we will get the official word from Environment Canada tonight, if not tomorrow. Currently, the warnings, they're in the east, not really showing up right here, but we have the isolated severe storm centered in the east. In the Toronto region, showers likely ending in the next half an hour, and then the south, around the Erie Shores, St. Catharines, for example. We're still seeing rain there, but that's not a warning zone either. This front is going to continue to push through areas like Ottawa in the overnight, lingering showers for the morning, but just a bit of cloud cover in the Greater Toronto region to start the day. Coming up, our storm watch coverage does continue. We'll show you
full post-supper time. There she is, our friend, Nicole Karkic. Nicole, 5th tornado of the season in Ontario. What do you make of this season so far?
I know it's getting off to a very busy start, Gary, and on average across Canada, we see generally about 100 tornadoes a year. So certainly in the province of Ontario alone, we're starting to count up those numbers. And it was a hot and humid day that provided a lot of fuel for those storms. They're still moving very quickly. Notice through Pickering starting to thin out there. Around Oshawa, certainly still some showers. And in the Greater Toronto region, within the next half hour, things are really going to start to taper off. But if you're around St. Catharines, the Niagara region, we can still see some rain showers until the midnight hour. As we look at the Ottawa Valley, there are severe thunderstorm warnings in place there, and that's courtesy of this storm moving at about 50 kilometers an hour with an easterly direction here, and you can see the yellows and the oranges, an indication certainly of heavy downpours. It will give you heavy downpours in Cornwall, but not in a warning at this point. This front will continue through the overnight, dying down in intensity, and then tomorrow afternoon we will just see a bit of cloud cover. Coming up.
Here's Nicole Karkic with a look at that forecast. Nicole.
All right, thanks so much, Gary. So we're still looking at severe thunderstorm warnings at this point. They're centered in the east through the Ottawa Valley, Kemptville as well. Cornwall not in the warning. Perth isn't either, really out of it. But this definitely, you could see very strong winds, downpours of at least 50 millimeters in the span of an hour. Through Belleville, maybe some spotty showers. If you're going to be in the Greater Toronto region, really will be out of that wet weather within the next half an hour. For the Niagara region, it's going to take probably until midnight to be a little bit clearer. This is the thunderstorm watches that we still have in place. So yeah, Cornwall included in the watch, so too is Brockville, but the warning is for Ottawa South as well as Kemptville. So isolated severe storms still continuing, and now we have our 5th confirmed tornado of the season for New Tecumseth, which is an EF1 rated tornado. Environment Canada is saying that the damage path was about 5 kilometers long, but I've also seen some images from Twitter around the Orangeville region, north of Orangeville too, of some down power lines. So potentially some straight line winds there. Environment Canada might be surveying that area too tomorrow. As we look at this front through the overnight, continuing to sink south and shift east, just a bit of cloud cover as we start off our day in Cottage Country, Toronto. Hamilton, yeah, maybe some showers in the morning, but nothing too severe. It really clears out nicely. And for Thursday, look at that across the province. High pressure's in place. That means sunshine. And for Peterborough tomorrow, there's a chance of showers, 22, but rolling into the long weekend, overall looking pretty good.
Into tomorrow and beyond. Nicole, you and I have been talking about tornadoes, studying tornadoes for some time. What can you tell us about what you think of the rather volatile start to the season in Ontario?
Well, Gary, it's really funny because we had such a cold, really sluggish start to spring, and now we already have 5 confirmed tornadoes across the province of Ontario. But I guess we have to keep in mind across the entire season, generally we get an average of 17 tornadoes in Ontario, so we're sitting at 5 right now. But definitely both those days that we had the tornadoes in Ontario, they have, of the last while, we had very hot, humid conditions, certainly fuel for the fire. Ottawa right now, now in a severe thunderstorm warning. We've got a watch that does include areas like Brockville towards Cornwall too. So yeah, it is going to be a little wet out there. You'll see some lightning strikes, the potential for strong winds gusting up to 90 kilometers an hour, and maybe even some hail. So this is the watch zone that we're going to continue to follow. Kemptville and Ottawa, though, in the warning at this point. So isolated severe in the east. We've seen the risk for isolated severe in the southwest, but that's really dying down. If you're in the greater Toronto region right now, the showers ending in the next little while, about 20 minutes, I would say. In St. Catharines, the Niagara region, probably going to take a few more hours for that to happen. And this is a look at Barrie as we head into your weekend. Looking good. Sunday showers. We'll get more wet weather on Monday, with up to 10 millimeters of rain, maybe 15. And then Tuesday, Canada Day, looking a little touch and go. Doesn't look like a washout on Tuesday for the fireworks, but certainly we'll see some showers. In Midland, a similar forecast. We're heading into nice high pressure for the next couple of days, but it's just at the tail end here of the 7-day forecast where things get a little unsettled. On the map, you can see that blue line. That was the front that was causing all the problems today. It is exiting southern Ontario and most of the province of Quebec, but it'll be crazy in the east in the next few days. Coming
into, I guess, southern parts of Quebec right now. You have a good idea, good handle on it. Nicole Karkic joins us now. What can you tell us for anyone in the nation's capital, I guess, moving east towards New Brunswick tonight?
Well, Gary, we're certainly still seeing those warnings, and Ottawa is included. We've got Brockville and Cornwall included at this point in a severe thunderstorm warning. So look at those storms marching through. They're traveling at about 50 kilometers an hour. This will bring you gusts up to 90 kilometers an hour. This will bring you potentially hail. Heavy downpours has been one of the biggest things we've seen across southern Ontario today. Areas like Barrie, at least 78 millimeters in the span of only an hour. So possibly up to 50 millimeters in an hour with this line marching through. It will start to wind down through the overnight, but still waking up in the Ottawa region to some scattered showers. This is also the watch zone. But again, Brockville, Cornwall, Ottawa, all in a severe thunderstorm warning at this point. The southwest has also seen some severe weather. Greater Toronto region, those showers really dying down. The Niagara region, it's going to take a little longer for that to happen. It's been all along this blue line, this cold front. We've certainly had the heat and humidity to fuel those thunderstorms today. Coming up, more details on the EF1 tornado that
we appreciate that. Nicole Karkic joins us now to give us an idea of what that boundary, that frontal boundary, is doing now. Will it stir up some more active weather tonight?
Well, Gary, at this point, we're starting to see a lot of those severe thunderstorms warnings being dropped. Ottawa out of the severe thunderstorm warning. So too is Brockville. Cornwall still in place. So we're getting definitely heavy downpours in that vicinity. All those reds starting to file in there. Certainly it will be a very loud night right now in the east. It will wind down through the overnight. It's moved out of areas like the Greater Toronto region, but we still have this watch zone in the east. It is starting to dissipate those, so that's certainly the good news. It's all been happening along this blue line, that cold front. For tomorrow morning, Ottawa towards Montreal, still a chance of showers, just a bit of drizzle to start off the day. Even in the Niagara region, close to the shores of Lake Erie, we can still see some spotty showers, and Toronto will be cloudy. But by Thursday, everything really sunny across the province of Ontario, and rolling into the weekend, pretty good looking forecast to start off. Saturday's 26 in Peterborough. Sunday we'll see showers. Monday into Tuesday, a little touch and go again. We'll see rain returning. Coming up, more details and images.
Tecumseh, Tottenham, and surrounding areas still looking at tree damage, maybe even some power lines down with those damaging winds. What can you tell us about, let's say, anywhere from Ottawa due east towards Quebec tonight?
Well, Gary, that's certainly where our eyes are focused right now because it's moved out of areas in cottage country around the Greater Toronto region. And it's still going to give you some showers, yes, in Pickering, as you can see, in Scarborough, too. But it's near the Ottawa Valley where we still have some very severe thunderstorms. So isolated severe weather. Take a look at the radar. Cornwall is in a severe thunderstorm warning. It will shift out this evening within the next hour or so. And I'm just getting word from my producer that all the warnings have been dropped. So still in a watch zone for Cornwall, Brockville too, but it is tapering off. Doesn't mean you're not going to see still the rain coming down really hard and the strong winds. It just means you're not in the warning criteria anymore, and that's certainly good news.
Headed this evening.
Well, Gary, we're really focused on the east right now. A lot of the watches and warnings dropping, so that's certainly good news. And from that tornado earlier today, Environment Canada said the damage path was 10 kilometers long, and it's rated an EF1. That's now our 5th of the season. Looking at Ottawa, out of the watch right now. Cornwall, Prescott, Russell still in the watch zone, but out of the warning. So this is shifting. In the next hour or so, I'm sure we're going to see this all completely be dropped across the province. Today, isolated severe storms have been the risk in the east and the southwest. Things are tapering off, though. I mean, around Peterborough and the Greater Toronto region, yes, maybe still seeing some showers at this point, but that front is really in the east around southern Quebec. Will still bring some showers potentially into tomorrow morning's commute. And we do have a risk of rain in southern Ontario tomorrow, Toronto, close to the Niagara region, but it will just be some sprinkles and more so just some cloud cover. Coming up, more updates as our storm watch continues. Well, Gary, good news is this is all starting to shift out of the area. And while we can still see some showers and thunderstorms in Ottawa this evening, you're out of the warning at this point, out of the watch. Cornwall still included in the watch, as well as Prescott and Russell, but we anticipate that is going to wind down. But notice right behind, we still have this very light green pushing through Bancroft, Bon Echo, heading towards Ottawa. So still potentially some showers, some drizzle, but out of the warning zone at this point. These are the watches that still remain. Cornwall, as I mentioned, still included. So that could mean just some heavy downpours. With this storm, we've seen about 50 to 70 millimeters in only the span of an hour. That has been one of the threats. Of course, we've had now an EF1 confirmed tornado in New Tecumseh, and we have seen that damage path of about 10 kilometers. That's what Environment Canada was saying. I've also seen a lot of pictures on Twitter around Orangeville of some down power lines, so I'm sure Environment Canada might be surveying that area. Could be some strong downburst winds in that zone. Barrie, 23 degrees Wednesday. Thursday will be 23. Friday, 25. Saturday, 27. So a good run after Wednesday's cloud cover. But as we head into the weekend, which is a long weekend for many, with July 1st being Tuesday, there is some rain coming Sunday night and through to Monday, all across southern Ontario. Midland will see it too, but look at this. Enjoy your Friday. Saturday looks good. 27, feeling like 32. If you want to jump in the lake, it's looking like a nice summery day. But then July 1st, got Tuesday, seeing some spotty showers. So we'll keep a closer eye on that forecast for you. I know a lot of people may want to do some fireworks this weekend. Saturday definitely looking like your best bet. This cold front is going to swing through, still bringing some showers for Ottawa for the morning commute and for the city of Montreal and for the Greater Toronto region. Yes, a risk of showers tomorrow again, but overall it's just cloud cover and a little bit of drizzle. Coming up, more images from the EF1 confirmed tornado today in
the first place.
You're right, Gary. But we also had a lot of heat and humidity today, of course. It got up to 29 degrees in parts of southern Ontario, fell closer to the low 30s. So that's one ingredient you need to fuel these thunderstorms. There's that front Gary was talking about, marked in blue. That is the cold front. It is still swinging through parts of eastern Ontario, through the Ottawa Valley. We've still had some severe thunderstorm watches and warnings in place this evening. Really, it's winding down, but still waking up to showers and even a chance of a little bit of drizzle this evening around the Niagara region, Greater Toronto region too for tomorrow. And note a little bit of cloud cover too. So it's going to be overcast. You have to head up towards the Nickel Belt to get to that nice sunshine and Thunder Bay too. But by Thursday, Toronto, all across the board, it really is an improved day with quite a bit of sunshine. Enjoy it. We're on a nice little stretch here until the weekend. Coming up, more. You're right, Gary. But we also had a lot of heat and humidity today, of course. It got up to 29 degrees in parts of southern Ontario, fell closer to the low 30s. So that's one ingredient you need to fuel these thunderstorms. There's that front Gary was talking about, marked in blue. That is the cold front. It is still swinging through parts of eastern Ontario, through the Ottawa Valley. We've still had some severe thunderstorm watches and warnings in place this evening. Really, it's winding down, but still waking up to showers and even a chance of a little bit of drizzle this evening around the Niagara region, Greater Toronto region too for tomorrow. And note a little bit of cloud cover too. So it's going to be overcast. You have to head up towards the Nickel Belt to get to that nice sunshine and Thunder Bay too. But by Thursday, Toronto, all across the board, it really is an improved day with quite a bit of sunshine. Enjoy it. We're on a nice little stretch here until the weekend. Coming up, more details and images
tonight.
Well, Gary, yes, we still have the risk of some showers and some thunderstorms, too, in eastern Ontario, Ottawa through Cornwall and southern Quebec. The risk, though, is dying down. Maybe you'll see some heavy downpours, some lightning strikes out there, too, but it's definitely not going to be very severe as we head into those overnight hours. A bit of cloud cover, though, lingers. Toronto up towards Cottage Country, Niagara region, still some showers into tomorrow afternoon. That really clears, and the rain we're seeing tomorrow in Ontario is not as heavy as what we saw earlier today. Coming up, more
in comfort.
New York City, a great place to visit. They've got some good deals in the summer. 28 degrees. It will feel pretty humid, though, but dry throughout the day.